First, let me introduce myself. Okay, so my name is Sudhananda Devarapalli, and I do have around 20 plus years of experience. Okay, so I started my career in 2004, end of 2004. So I have nearly 20 plus years of experience so far, and in that, like I have around 14 years of working experience, and where I worked as an architect and QA architect. And also, I have worked on different tools, and I have developed a lot of frameworks and all for my organization. I led many of the people. Okay, so many teams. That's my working experience. And also, I have nearly 13 plus years of experience in training. So, and you might be wondering, like 14 plus 13, it might become 27 or. But I started giving training while I was working. Okay, so while I was working only, I started my training. Um, but I will talk about my, how I started training and all later. Okay. So many of my students are even now the managers, working as the managers and all. Okay. So, and yeah, I have trained more than, 1,500 people so far, but that's a rough count and I have not counted. Okay. So, I mean, that's a rough count, 1,500, but most of them are placed and we have successfully guided them and, to get placed and get settled. So most of the people are settled. And as I told, even many of the people are reached to the manager level. Okay. So the senior level and all. So I have trained on different tools, not just about the PlayWright or other, but I have trained like, the UFT, Selenium, PlayWright, like these are the different tools which are used in the industry. So I trained on all those. I think I trained more than, 90 batches. Okay. So nearly I trained more than 90 batches so far. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, here, uh, if you, yeah, let us get into the course content now. Okay. Let us get into the course content. So what we are going to learn exactly in this. Okay, course. So we divide the course into 5, modules. So we have 5 modules in the course. So yeah, first we will be starting with automation, and then we will be discussing about API testing, and then we will be discussing about Git, Jenkins, Jira, all those, where that will be used for the project management. And if you want to manage the automation better, because when you are working with the team and, so when you are maintaining the project and all, so to maintain the project better, so we will be using Git, Jenkins, Jira and all. Okay. And also, like once we are done with Git, Jenkins, Jira and all, we will be also discussing about the AI. Okay. So now these days, how the AI is, so that's why, once after we become expertise on the automation tools, okay, then we will also integrate the automation testing with AI. So like, the whole workflow, how we are going to analyze the requirements and how we will be writing the test cases with AI and how we will be, developing the scripts and all, automation scripts and all with AI. So we are going to see all of them. So because these days, AI is almost a mandatory skill even, for everybody. And at the end, we will be discussing about manual. And during the manual testing, we also discuss about SQL database. Okay, so because even some kind of database knowledge also mandatory for every tester. So, but why database knowledge is mandatory and all? Once we get into those, you will see. So, okay, so this is our the overall content of the course. Is it clear for everybody? So, what is the course content would be? Okay, so now as I told, automation testing is a mandatory skill that everybody should have. It is mandatory because without, let me be open on that. Without automation testing, nobody will be looking at you. Okay, these days, old days, just you say you're a manual tester, you don't have any like, programming skill or you don't know any tool and all. That was being okay. So when those old days, maybe a decade back, but these days, everybody needs automation. We are in the AI era now, right? So if you say that, no, I don't know anything about the coding and all, then nobody accepts that. So, but you are not going to be into an expert level to develop the end-to-end applications. You are not going to be a developer to be so expertise on programming and all. But it's going to be like, a certain level of programming that we have to do. But no need to worry about that because most of the people here are completely from non-technical background. They start from 0 level. So we will be starting from 0. So I will be treating you as 0 here. So we will be building from 0 level. Okay. So yeah. Now, yeah. So as I told earlier, like it's going to be a 3 months course. Okay. And it will be 1.5 hours a day. but sometimes I don't promise exactly like 1.5 hours. Yeah. So now, okay, so this will be the complete course content. So first we will be starting with the basic programming, which is a TypeScript. So why we are learning TypeScript, then you see in the next few minutes. Okay. And then we will be learning a PlayWright. That's an automation tool that what we have. And once you learn the tool, we are going to do the implementation, like the automation implementation on the project. Okay. So I will be providing certain application to you, and also I will be guiding you, and I will be providing you the scenarios, and you will have to work on it under my guidance. I told about PlayWright, right? Okay. So I told like the course is here for automation testing. So mostly, though we are discussing about manual and automation, but automation is being highest priority. So again, I told that automation testing means we will be doing with a tool, right? So we will be doing the testing by using a certain tool. The tool is being here what? PlayWright. And I also told that there are a lot of automation tools that we have. Automation testing is not just only the PlayWright. Okay, so like I told it, just a tool. We will be doing with a tool. There are a lot of other tools that we have. Like we have, PlayWright is one of them. Selenium is one of them. UFT is one of them. Cypress is one of them. UiPath is one of them. Like there are multiple tools. Like let's say, for example, you have e-commerce. When you want to buy something, you have multiple options like Amazon, Flipkart, or a lot of other things that you have, Snapdeal or other things. But why you choose Amazon mostly? Most of the people prefer to use Amazon. So based on the easiness of using, based on the wide range of features available in it, right? So based on the reachability and performance, like the speed of delivering, the trust that it gives us, like that. So all this are impacted, right? So that's why the PlayWright also scores higher than all the tools currently in the market. Okay, so generally when it comes to the job market, right? So when it comes to the job market, look at this. This is one of the. I mean, this is the data graph that we have extracted from different sources. Okay, like using AI only, but with the different job postings and all across the world. How many job postings are being done on the Selenium and PlayWright. I choose only. I mean, I have given the data between only two tools here. One is the Selenium, and second one is PlayWright, because these are the leading tools. When you say now e-commerce applications, most of the comparison will be done between Amazon and Flipkart. We don't even prefer other, I mean, those other tools will not even come into our mind immediately. Why? Because these are the leading, e-commerce sites now, right? So similarly, here we have the two tools which are the leaders of automation testing currently in the industry, which are providing major jobs in the current automation testing industry. One is being a Selenium, and the second one is being PlayWright. Okay. Now, even 1 year back, or 1.5 year back, I used to teach only the Selenium to the people. Why? Because of that time Selenium was giving a more opportunities. But if you look at this, graph now, see like how the PlayWright share is being increased, how the Selenium share is being decreased. Look from 2023 to 2026 mid. We are in the mid now, mid of 2026. How drastically the PlayWright has been increased. Okay, so nearly 40% of the automation jobs are being taken by PlayWright. Okay, so where that 40 in 2023, that 40% was for Selenium, with Selenium. Okay, so now most of the job postings, most of the companies now, most of the projects, whenever they want to go with the automation, what is the first tool they're getting into the mind? PlayWright. But it doesn't mean that only the PlayWright we have, but we still have other tools. Okay, we still have other tools. Like you say now, when Amazon is giving a lot of things to us, still many of the people look at Flipkart, because there will be few things where some of the features are not available in Amazon. Some of the things Amazon is not feasible for us. So, but Flipkart is providing them. Similarly, even automation tools also, though PlayWright is doing a major role now. PlayWright is a major tool now, major job source. But still, every tool will have some pros and cons. Every tool will have some limitations and drawbacks as well. Okay, so even PlayWright also has certain limitations, certain drawbacks, or even some people are still very loyal to the Selenium. So we always have to look at the tools, or the languages or whatever, which provides the better opportunities. So which has got a better future. Okay, so as we see now, compared to the Selenium, PlayWright is giving better opportunities now, and PlayWright is giving a better future security compared with Selenium. So that is the reason why we are choosing Selenium. Sorry, yeah, PlayWright. So PlayWright is giving a better future. So that's why we are choosing PlayWright. Okay, na? Yeah. Why are we learning TypeScript? Because uh, this course is going to be a PlayWright with TypeScript. Okay. What is a TypeScript? First of all, is a programming language. So TypeScript is programming language. So some of the people might be, might have been heard about JavaScript. Okay. So JavaScript and TypeScript are same almost. TypeScript just comes on top of the JavaScript. So TypeScript is nothing but JavaScript only normally. So when to learn TypeScript, first we will get basics of JavaScript. First we need to give some basics of JavaScript and all. So what is the TypeScript or JavaScript first of all? So this JavaScript or TypeScript is nothing but a programming language. Ideally, it is a programming language. Okay, and I will talk in depth. When we start about JavaScript, then I will talk in depth about the features of JavaScript and features of TypeScript and all. But it is normally a programming language. But if you also see, we have other programming languages as well. Like Java is programming language. We have Java is different, JavaScript is different. Don't get confused here. So Java is different and JavaScript is different. Okay. So we have other programming languages like Java, and we have a Python language. We also have programming language Python. We also have .NET. So like this, we have different languages in the market. These are well-known languages. Many of the people know it. And in fact, PlayWright, the tool that whatever we were talking so far, PlayWright also can work with Python. PlayWright is compatible with Java. PlayWright is compatible with .NET. Okay. So when we do have the other languages like Java, Python, well-known languages to many, why TypeScript? Why JavaScript? Okay. Now look at this. Now, like I told, the job share between PlayWright and Selenium, right? Now within PlayWright, consider different languages within PlayWright. Okay. So PlayWright with Java, PlayWright with Python, PlayWright with TypeScript. Within PlayWright only, if you split into language wise in the job share, like based on the job postings and all, this is completely AI analysis. Okay. This is completely AI analysis. And this AI, like, okay, so verifies all the job postings and all. Okay. So look at the first one, the blue one, is with the PlayWright with the TypeScript and JavaScript. Okay. Other one is PlayWright with Java and Python. So look at where the PlayWright with the TypeScript is placed. Nearly 74% of the jobs with PlayWright on which language? With which language combination? TypeScript combination. PlayWright with TypeScript combination. Okay. So again, why are we learning TypeScript? Because it is providing a lot of opportunities for us. So many companies, many job postings you see, many of the interviews are not. So what they ask? PlayWright with TypeScript. Okay. It's a hot cake kind of now. When people ask PlayWright, they say TypeScript. So that's how things are. So that's why we are looking more and more opportunities with TypeScript. So that's the reason we are learning TypeScript. Okay. Then this is the roadmap. Again, like, probably this is kind of a duplicate slide that we have. I already told about the roadmap that what we are going to do. So first TypeScript and then PlayWright, and then we are going to have a framework development, like kind of an implementation we'll do. So during the implementation, we will be discussing about GitHub, Git, Jenkins, other things. For since you do some real-time implementation, you also need to learn the real-time things, how we collaborate, how we communicate, how we manage the code, how we manage the testing, all those. Then we do the API, then we do the AI, like we integrate all our automation things with AI, and then we focus on manual and SQL. Here also during the manual and SQL also you will get AI again. So here also people started using AI. Okay, right then.